Hello everybody. Today we will start with the physiological systems of the body. The first system which we will study in this lecture is biliary system, also known as the biliary tract. Basically, this is a network of bile ducts and also including the organs which are involved in the production of the bile and then the transport of the bile and finally the storage of the bile and release of the bile to the intestine. So biliary anatomy of the biliary tree includes the intrahepatic ducts, the extrahepatic ducts and the gallbladder. The intrahepatic ducts is a network of uh, small bile ducts which are located within the liver. So within the liver, the parenchymal or the functional cells of the liver are called hepatocytes. Hepato means liver, cytes means cells. So cells of the liver are called hepatocytes, including other functions of the hepatocytes. One of the functions of the hepatocyte is also to produce bile, which is a digestive juice. So initially, the biliary ducts, which are carrying bile produced in the hepatocytes, these are very small and tiny in human, and they are called biliary canaliculi. These biliary canaliculi carry the bile to more larger ducts, which are called biliary ductules. And biliary ductules finally carry the bile to a main duct within the left lobe of the liver, which is called left intrahepatic duct. And similarly, the biliary ductules finally lead to the formation of a larger duct in the right lobe of liver called right intrahepatic duct. So both of these ducts means the left intrahepatic duct and the right intrahepatic duct, they join together to form a larger duct which is called the common hepatic duct, and still this is found within the liver, so it is also a intrahepatic duct. So biliary canaliculi, biliary ductules, and left and right intrahepatic ducts, and then finally the formation of common hepatic duct. These all are called intrahepatic ducts. So regarding the extrahepatic ducts, the extrahepatic ducts include the ducts which are formed within outside the gallbladder. So you can see here in this image an extrahepatic duct which is coming from the neck of the gallbladder. This is called cystic duct, and this cystic duct will come to join this common hepatic duct at a point where this is just leaving the liver. So by the union of this cystic duct from the neck of the gallbladder and common hepatic duct within the liver, they join together to form a larger duct which is called common bile duct. This is the largest human duct in all intra or extra hepatic ducts. Now this common bile duct continue uh, towards the pancreas, to move towards the pancreas, moving inferiorly and transversely, travel through a small groove in the pancreatic head, and this is the last place where we can see the common bile duct on ultrasound. So at the head of the pancreas, the common bile duct joins this main pancreatic duct, which is also called duct of Wersen, coming from the tail, body of and head of pancreas. So they both join together. I mean, the common bile duct and the main pancreatic duct, they both join together to open into a single opening or a hole within the second part of duodenum. So this hole or opening is called ampulla of Vater, and this ampulla of Vater or this opening is being controlled by the smooth muscle cells called sphincter of Oddi. These sphincter of Oddi are smooth muscle cells which contracts and relax, thus allowing the opening and closing when of the ampulla of Vater when they relax the opening of ampulla of Vater can be uh, present, and then when they contract, then the opening will also be closed. So the gallbladder location, the gallbladder is located or sits posterior and inferior to the liver and lateral to the duodenum, or you can say the duodenum sits medial to the gallbladder. The extrahepatic duct CBD courses anterior to the portal vein. Gallbladder anatomy is a gallbladder is basically a pear-shaped structure which is divided into three parts. This is the fundus, which is a dome-like structure, and this is the lowermost or the inferiormost portion of the gallbladder. Remember, the most common pathology of the gallbladder is the formation of stone or stones, and when they are seen near the neck region, so we should exclude that these stones are whether impacted in the neck or they are not impacted in the neck. So for this purpose, we ask the patient to walk around and so on. If they are not impacted, then under the action of gravity, the stone will move from neck to fundus as it is shown here in a sonogram. This stone is moving under the action of gravity from neck, which is the narrowest portion, to the fundus. This is also called as rolling stone site. So body is the widest or broadest portion of the gallbladder between the neck and the fundus. The neck is considered to be as the narrowest portion of the gallbladder, which is continuing with this small thin lumen duct or narrow duct called the cystic duct. So, as we study that cystic duct joins the common hepatic duct to form common bile duct. So, the extrahepatic ducts include cystic duct and common bile duct together with an organ which is called gallbladder that is also considered to be part of the biliary system and as a part of the extrahepatic biliary system. Gallbladder anatomical variations. Basically, these are nothing pathological, but in gallbladder, you will see different variations which are congenital. So, this is nothing to worry about. This is nothing pathological. It's just variation from person to person. But we should be aware of these anatomical variations, so not to confuse it with some pathology. And there are some significance of some of these variations, like Hartmann pouch. Hartmann pouch is present at the neck of the gallbladder. This is also called as infundibulum. So this is a folding which is seen at the neck of the gallbladder, and the significance is that sometimes it might occur that stone can be impacted in the Hartmann pouch. The Phrygian cap is also a fold in the gallbladder, but this is seen at the level of fundus, and it's really very common spots for the stones to get stuck. The junctional fold is found between the neck and the body of the gallbladder. Similar to the Phrygian cap, it causes the gallbladder to fold over on itself at the lower portion of the organ. So while it does not have any real significance. The gallbladder septations means the separated gallbladder. You will see multiple septations uh, coming from the outer walls and projecting into the lumen of the gallbladder. And this is called separated gallbladder. But this does not also have any significance other than that you should be aware of this. Duplication of the gallbladder means there are two gallbladder instead of one, but this is not very common. This is rather rare. It can present itself in two ways. That is, two gallbladder together with a common cystic duct, or two gallbladders presenting with their own individual cystic ducts joining the common hepatic duct. Composition of the bile. Bile is basically produced throughout the day in liver, and the main constituent of the water is of the bile is water, including the different particles like bile salts, bile acids, bile pigments, especially bilirubin, which gives yellowish discoloration to the skin as seen in jaundice. Lipids, including phospholipids and cholesterol, protein, there are electrolytes, sodium, potassium, bicarbonate. And the main function of the bile is to break fat into blocks, means into small pieces. The physiology of the gallbladder, we know that bile is a digestive juice, which is basically synthesized and produced by the liver cells called hepatocytes. It is formed throughout the day, and its main constituent are water, electrolytes, bile salt, cholesterol, bilirubin, as we have studied before. The bile flows from the liver through the small ducts to enter the gallbladder through cystic duct, and then the bile is stored within the gallbladder for approximately for 8 hours. So there is a protocol for gallbladder scanning. We always ask the patient to come with fasting, because as much as fasting the patient is having, at least for 10 to 12 hours, the more bile coming from the liver will be stored in the gallbladder, and the gallbladder will be distended, and then you will have a good visualization of the gallbladder. So usually a person take meals 3 times a day, but anytime a person takes a meal or some type of juices or a cup of tea, the gallbladder contracts in the response of taking meal. So the enzyme which is responsible for, sorry, the hormones which is responsible for the contraction of the gallbladder, it is called cholecystokinin. So, in the presence of fatty acids and amino acids in the small intestine, the signals go to the brain to release the hormone called cholecystokinin, so that the bile which has been accumulated there, let's say for 8 to 10 hours, so it is finally released to help in digestion, and especially the digestion of the food. So remember, cholecystokinin stimulates the contraction of the gallbladder, and then the smooth muscle cells surrounding the ampulla furata, which we studied as a sphincter of Oddi, they relax, and then allowing the flow into the duodenum, allowing the flow of bile into the duodenum, which is the first part of intestine. The bile salts in the bile emulsify fats, breaking them into small pieces or droplets. This increases the surface area for the digestive enzymes like lipases to act upon, facilitating the fat digestion. Bilirubin is a component of bile. It is derived from the breakdown of the hemoglobin, and it gives bile its characteristic yellow-green color. In response to the various signals, particularly associated with the food intake, the release of the bile is finally regulated based on need for digestion. Once the fat are adequately digested and absorbed in the small intestine through a negative feedback mechanism that signals to the gallbladder will thus stop its contraction. So, if we will conclude this biliary system, couple of things you should remember. Number one, the bile is formed within the liver cells, which are called hepatocytes. And number two, this bile, which is formed in the liver, is going to go through different small and large biliary ducts and through the intrahepatic ducts, and then it goes to the cystic duct from where it enters into the gallbladder. In the gallbladder, it is stored for a couple of hours until unless somebody will take a meal or some drink, like a cup of tea or drink a glass of milk. So finally, in response to this taking of meat, the enzyme and the hormone release for the contraction of the gallbladder is called cholecystokinin. It allows contraction, and from there the bile is squeezed out of the gallbladder, and then it re-enters the cystic duct, and from the cystic duct it goes into the common bile duct, and the common bile duct, which is the last part of the biliary tree, will then release its content into the duodenum, which is the first part of intestine. So finally, bile has reached the GI tract. The bile salts will then do their job to emulsify the fats that we have eaten, and then we will have our bile salts to get reabsorbed into the ileum before it circulates right back to the liver to be reused. So we reuse the liver reuse some of the existing bile salts in the liver, and this is how the whole biliary tree works.